Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to Season 4 of our Subscribers Game Tournament as we continue here with Round 1 action with Group F. And in our fifth match here, we have Peanuts on the green side versus King of Yen on the red side. Now this is an important match because both players are coming in undefeated. With Peanut winning his only game so far in the group, he still has one more match left. This will be King of Yen's final match as he's currently 2-0. And has definitely secured his place out of groups as he's guaranteed at least a three-way tie for the first two places. Now, looking at the composition for Peanuts, we have an army led by Cao Cao, Lü Bu, and Wen Chou. Pretty strong generals all around, shortened cooldown brought by Cao Cao and some support commander skills. Lü Bu being an all-around strong general, good at anti-infantry, also good at just freezing enemy charges. And then we have Wen Chou, who has a good roar, and it's also a pretty decent champion. For unit, we have a mix of Qingzhou infantry, a couple range unit, one crossbow, one archer, both ranked up, which is a smart choice. A mix of cavalry, we got some raider cav, we have a C-down cav, and even some northern lancer units. There's also a couple melee infantry, northern saber, and also a northern Z spearman. So a mixed bag of units across the board, but a little bit of everything. We have 5 polearm anti-cavalry infantry, 2 melee infantry, 2 range infantry, and then a bunch of cavalry and support. Pretty good army. And then looking at King of Yen's side, he's bringing the same exact comp he has brought so far for every one of his match. We have Xu Huang, Yan Baihu, and Pei Yuanshao. And the units are the same, a mix of Qingzhou infantry, 4 invisible bandit raiders, plus 2 of the Yue remnant warriors, 2 virtuous noblemen, and 2 peasant archers. So for the most part, we have seen that King of Yen mainly relies on his generals, microing them while dismounted, killing off the enemy generals, and then helping his units win the battle, as his units are pretty cost efficient and typically holds their own in the fights. So let's see how this one plays out on the battlefield. Now, as we load into battle here, deployment looks pretty similar on both sides. We have the infantry in a group protecting some range, and cavalry spread out on both sides, except for this side has the invisible unit, so they're forward pressed, whereas over here, they're in the rear providing support. And generals pretty much staying together, except for the guy who is invisible. And we'll see if King of Yen can get some good poison volleys down. I think after seeing this comp for 3 matches, or this one being the third, I think it's better if these units weren't spread out and they were actually together, because there was quite a few times where they basically need a lot more help, because usually the enemy will send everything at Yan Baihu. Pretty interesting spread. So you realize they're missing a general, and it's probably Yan Baihu, which is why you're scouting basically. You can see the cavalry being placed out to kind of protect the infantry from being hit. They have discovered him, and they're now grouping together. But he's close enough that he will get support. We'll see if they land a few hits. Cao Cao has pulled back. Yeah, they're getting a little bit too close to the enemy units. So the sneaky tactic did not work out right away here. But I think a couple of these cavalry could slip behind pretty easily and pick off these range units because they're not really being protected as everyone's moving up. And that's always a threat. I do like how King of Yen's not fixated on the strategy. If it doesn't work, he does group it back with his other generals. Doesn't try to overforce it. I see the raider throwing that fire. They can't help themselves. But yeah, I would like to see more usage of the stock units, because they can definitely find some good targets and eliminate some range threats. They've been discovered as well, now they have to pull back. Oh, Yan Baihu also has been discovered. Again. Moving to intercept. No, decided against it because Lü Bu was coming. They don't want to get hit by Dragon's Gaze, but look at this flank by Peanuts. Trying to trap all these units here and get Yan Baihu covered as well, as they do have numbers advantage with the cavalry. Now we got Dragon's Gaze landing on the cavalry options. Will the generals determine this fight? As we've seen a couple times. Well, first off, they gave everyone unbreakable, boosted melee evasion. Peanuts has backed off the generals because Panshaw has dismounted already. Ooh, got the range moving up already. I like Peanuts' response, although the one unfortunate part is Loop was getting chased pretty hard. Oh, they decided to fight here with their units. Okay, this could be good. 3-on-1 against Xu Huang. And Xu Huang is not dismounted, so definitely some good hits. Unfortunately, he did get to escape here. He's regrouping as they're cleaning up some of the cavalry. The infantry has also engaged. Lots happening across the board. The micro on both of these players are pretty top-notch. They have remounted, so they can join the fight. Now, the Qingzhou versus the Qingzhou. We'll see who wins this one. 2 cavalry coming behind. This could be a good target for them if they get a chance to micro them again. There we go, perfect. And over here, they're cleaning up the cavalry. Peanuts regrouping for another fight, going to help his infantry first. Although it's just hard to neutralize them. They're doing the best they can. You gotta outlast the misplaced devotion. Come in for a poison volley, perhaps. Maybe they can stop it. He's close enough. Nope, they decide to go for Pianzhao's target. They're not dismounted. Oh, they got a cavalry for it. Good job, but they got the shot off already. But I'm pretty sure he poisoned one of the friendly units. Alright, we got a roar attempt. Is Lupu damaged? Oh, okay. It doesn't matter because they countered it with the unbreakable. The micro on both sides, very good. We'll see if anyone commits to a dismount here. Well, Panshao's still dismounted since all of this, and then they're really going after Xu Huang, who is the unbreakable general, so if you had to kill one, that would be your target. Because then you can try to have army loss carry you over. What we see so far is King of Yen's infantry is winning, actually. And the cavalry charge from behind worked. Unfortunately, those invisible cavalry never made a chance to take a hit back there. Alright, they triple dismounted, so now Peanut's just disengaging, which is just very smart. And now he can maybe go help with the infantry fight. Well, they can't. Oh, they're trying to reverse a charge. Interesting decision. They have to keep knocking him down. So basically, yep, cycle charge, that's the way. Don't give him a chance to land a hit. Xu Huang's 3.9k health, still decently healthy. He starts with 40k. They really want to kill him. Look at these units. Knockdown. It's only the charge damage. Only about 100. Ooh, are they dismounting? No, they're not. That was a weird pause. Yeah, I'm focused here because this is probably going to determine the outcome of the fight. All the unit fight elsewhere, well, we see King of Yen's now kind of lagging behind with over here. Like, the generals are strong enough that if they win the general fight cleanly, they can definitely carry the rest of the fight because the unit bar is still pretty even. Ooh, I don't know if people want to do that. I don't know if people want to do that. He went after a unit. Ah, he died. That was a crucial mistake. Okay, Xu Huang got return kill. Good roar ability, but they gotta pull away now. It wasn't worth killing that Yue remnant. They need to dismount. They do dismount. Let's see if we have good focus here. Perhaps they should have waited until Cao Cao has his ability back to boost evasions for this part of the fight. There we go. Yeah, if they were... at least they got the ability off. So that's huge. Now let's see Pianzhao versus Wenchuo. They have unit support as well. King of Yen's microing wall, just constantly clicking him to make sure they don't get distracted. Sending units over. The roar. Ooh, he now has evasion boost. Maybe not a good time to fight him. The ability usage was probably absorbed by the insane melee evasion that he has right now. And this is not a good time to fight him. I would actually back off. Let the units absorb some of the hit. Here comes King of Yen's units to join the fight. Take too much damage. I mean, it's basically because of ability usage. And got the kill. Now, can Pianshaw win this? I think he can. There's only... What are these guys doing? Why are they chasing the cavalry? I think that was a misclick. The units are so scattered. These two range can be very helpful too. I don't think they can beat the Qingzhou here. Not with Northern Saber. Plus a general. Do they still have a misplaced devotion? They're wavering for a moment. We're not sure if they can... Oh, they don't have it anymore. Okay, so maybe they can rout them here, but the general's swinging this fight too much. That mace AoE. Oh, these range units. Oh, he surrendered. Okay. I mean, probably the likeliest outcome, since the general is still decently healthy. I think we saw the power of the unyielding earth usage. I think it was a very close fight. I think the only thing I would have done differently for Peanuts, I mean, it's very chaotic. You could pinpoint a lot of things, but one determining factor at the end there was the timing of the last dismount with Cao Cao and Wen coming in. Like earlier, you can argue that maybe if people didn't go after that unit, he might have done more if he dismounted and fought together instead of trying to kill off a few infantry. You should have focused a bit more on general, but they were able to trade back on Xu Huan right after, so it wasn't a massive loss. But before that last dismount, if they waited, if Peanut just waited a little bit longer until Unyielding Earth cooldown was back, and then joined the fight with Unyielding Earth when both of them were relatively healthy to focus down one of the generals, then I think that might turn the fight. Overall, another difference here is just the general health of the combined generals. We have 40k, 40k, 54k, 25k, 25k, 54k. So started out with less health, really had to, turn a lot of that difference by Lu Bu's powerful weapon, by Cao Cao's powerful weapon. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do so. Lu Bu, as he usually does, take a little bit too much damage during the early exchanges and eventually falls usually first in combat. But overall, good fight. The Qingzhou units proved their worth once again. The side with more Qingzhou units did win out. I think the range unit actually did well. They just got detached from the main fight afterward. They were still contributing by eliminating some of the units in the forest, but if they were there to help with some of the other crucial fights in the exchange, maybe it would have been better. But I think ultimately it did come down to those general trades at the end, and Pei Yuan with his mix of Wisdom the River and Unyielding Earth proved his value once again. And we have another close win here, as King of Yan secures a 3-0 finish in the groups. Now, Peanuts will be faced up with Ray in the last match. Both of them come in with one win. So the side who wins that match will secure second place in advancement. The loser would have to hope that they're one of the 4 top 3 finishes to advance out of round 1, as we will wrap up the round with our final match. And we'll see you guys then. Bye!